So I did skipuli. Let's translate another sentence. So the sentence I have for you today is qui. Ooh, this pen. Waste not, want not pen. You are gonna work. Gonna work until you don't work anymore. None of this halfway stuff. So qui pro innocente. That's what I thought, pen. Pro innocente. Dicit. Dicit satis est eloquens. And this is from Publius Syrus. Dicit satis est eloquens. Alrighty. So what do we have here? Let's look at our parts of speech, shall we? Let me find a pen here. Okay, so qui. This is, since we don't have a question mark here, we have a period, which means we have a statement. This is a pronoun, a relative pronoun. Okay, pro here, this is a preposition. Preposition. Innocente, that is a noun. Dicit, this is a verb. Satis, that's an adverb. Est, that is a verb. Eloquens, this is an adjective. Okay, so what we're used to seeing with a relative pronoun is having our antecedent explicitly stated or preceding, because ante, before. But we don't have that this time. So we're gonna have to kind of figure out, okay, what's our antecedent gonna be? Is it explicitly stated or is it kind of implied here? Let's see if we can figure this out. So we're gonna start with our verb. Our verb is gonna give us some information. Our verbs, I should say. Okay, so we have we're familiar with sum esse here, or with est here, because it is a form of sum esse, which we have conjugated many times. So sum esse fui futurum, it's an irregular, it means to be. This form, est, is third person singular in the present tense. Okay, so we know that we've got a present tense, and we know that we have a third person singular. So our subject here is a third person singular. So it is something he, she, it is. Dicit here is from dico, dicere. Let's conjugate it. Dico, dicere. This is from, dico, dicere. Oops. Dixie, dictum. So there's an O in the first principal part. Hey, lighting, that's a little bit too reflective. Thank you. Just having a weird lighting day. All right. There's an O in the first principal part and an E-R-E in the second principal part. That's not first conjugation. First conjugation would be O-A-R-E. That's not second conjugation. Second conjugation would be E-O-E-R-E. This is third conjugation. Okay, so if we're in third conjugation, this means that we are going to do some vowel swapping around, okay? So dico, dicere means to speak, to tell. Let's get this written out, all right? So in the present, yeah, we'll have our first person, second person, third person. Here's our singular. Here's our plural. And then we have our imperfect. We have first person, second person, third person. Ooh, that's a janky 3. All right, that's almost as janky as the lines. Singular and plural. And then we have our future. First person, second person, third person. Line, line, line. Okay, singular and plural. What do we need first? We need our stem. I just used a color for stem. Oopsies. Oh, well. We'll use black this time for stem. Why not? We can do whatever we want. Okay, so we need the stem here. So we need, from our second principal part, chopping off the terminal E-R-E, we need the deek. Deek, deek, and so on and so on, so on, so on. So third conjugation could get a little bit confusing because what you are used to doing, because we practiced the first conjugation and second conjugation first, what you're used to doing is taking that that vowel in the infinitive there and using it in the present tense. You don't do that in third or third IO. You use that vowel in the future tense. You use I instead in the present, and that's what we're going to do. Not in the first person singular though. That just gets, it's given to us in our principal parts. That just gets us personal ending. Deco, I speak, I tell. Everyone else is going to get an I, an I, an I, an I. Except for third person plural, they're going to get a U. Deku. So deki and deku. And then we put our personal endings on there. S for second person singular, dekis, and third person singular, dekit. So I speak, I tell, you speak, you tell, she speaks, she tells, mus, dekimus, we speak, we tell, dikitis. Y'all speak, y'all tell, and then NT on third person plural, decon. They speak, they tell. Now, in imperfect, you do get to use the vowel there because imperfect kind of does like, doesn't matter what conjugation it is. Imperfect does the same thing every time. So you get DK and all of them. And then you get the tense indicator, where there won't be a tense indicator in future, but there will still be a tense indicator in imperfect. So BA, DK ba, DK ba, DK ba, DK ba, DK ba, DK ba. Okay. And then our personal endings. DK bomb, I was speaking, I used to speak. DK boss, you were speaking, you used to speak. T bot, DK bot, he was speaking, he used to speak. DK bamus, we were speaking, we used to speak. DK batis, y'all were speaking, y'all used to speak. DK bont, they were speaking, they used to speak. Now in the future, you do get to use that, that vowel here up in there, except for in first person singular. First person singular is going to have an A, and then everything else gets an E. So DK, 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 DK. And then come the personal endings. When you don't have an O in first person singular, what do you use? You get an M. Decom, I will speak. Dekes, you will speak. Deket, he will speak. Dekemos, we will speak. Deketis, y'all will speak. Dekent, they will speak. All right, so the form we have in our sentence is dekit, and that is the third person present active form. So he, she, it speaks. Okay, so now we need to know the subject of these. What we can go ahead and do is we can take, oopsies, we can take this right here and set it on its own. We can go and make our own clause here. Start with our relative pronoun and go until we find a verb and kind of just isolate it into its own relative clause. Okay, this is going to be our main clause down here. Third person, he, she, it is. This right here is is an adjective, eloquens. Let's go ahead and decline it really quickly. Oops, I don't need that color. Where's my block? Here we go, eloquens. Eloquentis. This is a third declension adjective. Okay, so it means eloquent. Sometimes they're just that easy, especially when you're dealing with a derivative from the language. It makes it just that easy. All right, so the singular will be over here. Plural forms will be over here. So we start with eloquens, the eloquent. That's what's given to us in our nominative form here. And here's our genitive form, singular. Eloquentis, of the eloquent. The dative form, eloquenti, to for the eloquent. Our accusative form, eloquentem, that's a G. Kind of gets a little flowy and curly and messy here sometimes. And then our ablative. So need to get a new ablative color, huh? My goodness, it is just splatted. No, you will work. Quente, eloquente, by with the eloquent. All right, in the plural on this side, eloquentes, the eloquence. The genitive plural, eloquentum, of the eloquence. Where's my, there it is. Eloquentibus. So to for the eloquence. And then in the accusative, remember in third declension, never will stop. I will always do it. And the third declension, you will repeat that nominative form. Eloquentes. In the ablative plural, eloquentibus. All right, so the form that we have, eloquens, is the nominative singular form. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that on there. Nominative singular. So sometimes our noun can, or our adjective can do something called standing substantively. This word. It's easier to read than it is to say, apparently. Substantively. Oh, there I did it. Just don't think about it when you say it, apparently. So that means that it is standing in as the noun. So the eloquent, or the eloquence, maybe. So the eloquent, understood one, the eloquent one, or the eloquence. Is status enough. So the eloquence is enough. Qui. So remember, qui, this is going to be the masculine singular or the masculine plural form. We don't have anything plural, so it's going to be the masculine singular. So it can be who or which. Who speaks. Who speaks, which speaks what, pro innocente. So this preposition here, pro, this is an ablative preposition. And this form up here, innocente, is a form of innocens, innocentis. We'll go ahead and, why not? We can go ahead and decline that. Get some good practice in. Look at forms. Innocens. Innocentis. And what do we recognize right away by looking at the endings here? This is going to be another third declension. And it's going to be another Not only is it another third declension, it's another third declension adjective, right? Oh, I said noun on there. Meant adjective. Third declension adjective. All right, let's go ahead and decline it. And I believe it's going to be another one that's going to be standing substantively. So innocence, given to us right here, innocence. And then our genitive, innocent. So the innocent, innocentis of the innocent, innocenti, two for the innocent, innocentem, the innocent as the direct object, innocente, by with the innocent. And so that's your singular, or plural is going to be over here. Innocentes, the innocents. Innocentum, of the innocents. Innocentibus, two for the innocents. Innocentes, the innocents as the direct object. Innocentibus, by with the innocents. Okay, innocence, that's the genitive form. Innocente, that is the form we have, that is the ablative singular form. So we have a little ablative object of the preposition here. So this preposition right here is like for, on behalf of. So we'll just, because there's, take up a little less space. So for innocence. Okay. Or for the innocent. For innocent. For the innocent, I suppose. So the eloquence is enough, which speaks for the innocents. Let me see if I can. So, eloquence is satis enough. Where's my pen? Okay. Eloquence is enough. Which speaks for or on behalf of. Where's the pen? On behalf of. Oop, I didn't leave myself much room there, huh? Innocence, or innocent. The innocent, innocence, or the innocent. So eloquence is enough. If we were saying this in English, I think maybe we'd say when it speaks on behalf of innocence. All right, that was a pretty quick and easy sentence. I will have more for you later. Valete discipuli.